Hello, everybody. Whew. Let me tell you, I don't know what happened, but I just walked into this room to sit down and talk to all you folks, and it's hot in here. I had to take off my jacket. I'm taking off my Uggs right now, sitting here in my sock. What happened? It's like all of a sudden summer arrived. I must be having a hot flash. How's everybody doing today? Got a little messy bun going on, letting people in. We're going to talk about what's happening in LA County, what's happening in the state of California, and we're going to talk about what's happening in San Diego. And then we're going to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, okay? So, very quickly and briefly, San Diego is going to be the next county or city implemented with very strict rent control, like the city of Los Angeles strict rent control. We anticipate that being implemented as soon as January 1st for the city of San Diego. And what I've seen in what they're writing, it's worse than the city of LA. With that being said, there's going to be a lot of moving pieces going on in San Diego County. I can tell you this. Their court system has been at a standstill, no joke, for the last 8 months or so. And all of a sudden, like that, we're seeing mass movement very quickly. Things are getting approved on case filings and they're rocking and rolling. They're issuing writs of possession. Things are moving. So San Diego County courts have started the process of actually functioning like a court again, instead of just a paper station, you know, where they just sort papers. Because for me, it seemed like that's all the county of San Diego was doing for us from a legal perspective during this pandemic. Now that it's over, it seems like all of a sudden their lights are on and they're back functioning. Hey, who would have thought? So there is hope for San Diego yet. Looks like your court system is picking up the pieces and running with them. And I mean running. They're not slowing down. So yay, San Diego, for getting your court system functioning, because we've been at a standstill for so long. State of California will most likely pass an assembly bill that will make it for new incoming tenants to only pay a maximum of 1 month's rent as a security deposit on a fully furnished unit, vacant unit, everything. They're trying to make it in the state of California so only 1 month's security deposit can be collected from a tenant. Okay, so lots of moving things going on. We have the state trying to cap our security deposit amounts that we can ask for. And then we have city of Los Angeles that is adopting rent control ordinances that are similar to the city of Los Angeles. So that will unfold here in a very rapid fashion, and we will see how that plays out. And then County of Los Angeles extended their moratorium to match the city of LA. And I asked an attorney a very interesting question. I got a response I didn't want. So I'm going to share it with you. I said, hey, what's up with that? The County of LA extended their moratorium 30 days to match the city's expiration date. And the attorney said to me, they will find a way to extend this moratorium for the rest of your life. You watch. I think they're just fed up with the whole extending thing. But I think their response was, there's going to be a temporary extension indefinitely. I think that was the exact response I got. There will be a temporary extension indefinitely. I don't like that answer. Just saying. They did extend. There is no protections for tenants that aren't self-certifying. Do not wait if you need to do an eviction in the city of LA for the laws to change. They didn't pay you the rent and they didn't self-certify. Do your job and go file an eviction. It's what we have to do, you guys. It sucks, but as simply as I could explain it, I'll do it this way, okay? When you take the mentality of most tenants, not all, most tenants, and you make it so they don't have to pay rent for almost 3 years, they're not gonna stop that mentality until you show them that they're responsible to pay that again. I hope this is clicking with you guys. These tenants are gonna think 4 years from now, they still can't be evicted because of COVID. You watch. Yes, you can. Hold my beer, watch this. We have to stop this madness of these tenants thinking that the government is going to continually bail them out. They bailed them out because of a poor decision made across the nation. They had no choice but to bail them out. They don't have to do that anymore. So there shouldn't be any more protections. Number one, because there's no recourse for us as landlords. They get an extension, there's nothing protecting us. That's where it's a problem. Got it? So we'll see how it plays out, and we'll move forward accordingly as needed. Watch City of San Diego, though. I'm telling you, that one's going to be a little tricky. Of course, Victor, that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you guys. You are not alone, except for Val. I'm not helping her. I'm just kidding. I'm being feisty today. I can do that. Christmas is over with. Merry Christmas, everybody, if I didn't see you last week. I'm more excited about the new year because it is time to say goodbye to 2022. I'm through with you. Bye-bye. Let's start over with 2023, okay? Because this girl right here is done with 2022. Done. Hi, Val. And I was just teasing, okay? I have a duplex in Kern. She's talking about Kern County that has alley access in the back along the entire long street. Okay. Some jerk dumped several mattresses in the alley right behind my duplex and set them on fire. Holy shit. Wasn't a fire large enough for anyone to call the fire department. Now my tenants are complaining. If I call waste management, they'll probably want to charge me. I'm not sure if calling fire or police would do anything. I'm not paying to have these mattresses removed. How can I deal with this crap? Sounds to me like you can make a call to code enforcement. About a mattress fire that happened outside of your duplex at no fault of your tenant, because fire department would have made a report about that. And code enforcement needs to come clean up the mess that was caused. Hit the easy button. How can code cite you for something that you didn't have anything to do with? The fire department report is going to save your asset. Gotcha, baby. They can't do anything to you if it didn't happen on your property. There is no fire report. So there was a fire going on in the alley and nobody called the fire department. My question then becomes, who set the fire? Because I'm sorry, if there was a fire going on outside of my property, I'd be calling the fire department. I don't know what that homeless person, and let's face it, it was probably a homeless person that started the fires because they're trying to stay warm. I'm just saying. And you know what? If I was cold, I might be starting a fire to stay warm too. I'm just saying. Okay. With that being said, we don't know what they put in their fire to start their fire. We don't know if they threw a handful of ammunition in there. So inform your tenants that should this happen again, to please contact the fire department and the proper authorities because your tenant didn't do their job. And then call code enforcement and tell them there was a fire here. There's all kinds of debris and it needs to be removed out of the alleyway. Val. Somebody asked me, did you get anything wonderful for Christmas? I said, yes, an H&K, thank you. And if you don't know what that means, that's fine. You don't need to. Call code, Val, to clean that up. That's what my daddy always said. That's right, H&K, baby. LLPOF. I hope everybody in here knows what that acronym means, LLPOF. We use it a lot in property management, and we'll say it to another property manager right in front of them without breaking face. It goes like this. Yeah, I think that was in their application under LLPOF. And the property manager will go, oh yeah, LLPOF, I'll go look right now, thanks. LLPOF means liar, liar, pants on fire. But we can't say that in corporate America. So we used LLPOF. It was attached to their application. It was with the LLPOF. Keeping face. It's what we do in corporate America, folks. And it's really hard to have a conversation with your property manager in front of a tenant. You do speak in codes, you use riddles. It's what you do to get by in business. I mean, we can't look them dead in the face while they're standing in front of them and explain what an a-hole they are. But we can tell the property manager to look in their file. There was a LLPOF in their application. I hope this is clicking with you guys. Yes, property managers speak in their own codes. We do a lot. It's a way we can communicate with other property managers without telling them all the details of what's going on and just giving them an idea. I will never forget, one day I had an angry property manager. That never happens, right? She was fed up to here with this guy's late fees and his BS, okay? Up to here. Her full meter was full. And she was at the front counter and she was raging with him on how he had to pay this late fee. And she's throwing her hands up. So I walk up and I calmly say, I'd be more than happy to help assist you with the situation. Why don't you go ahead and go back to your desk? Because sometimes, folks, it doesn't matter how sweet as pie we are. They don't want to hear what we're saying to them because they don't like the words coming out of our mouth. It doesn't mean they're not understanding us. They just don't want to hear what we're saying. So sometimes you need a second person to step in and offer a little reassurance as to what's going on. Don't ever get overzealous on an error. It makes you look bad. Just saying. Oh, did we make a mistake? Well, we are human, you know. Let me see if I can get that corrected for you with my accounting department, and we'll reach out back to you, okay? There's no reason to be upset here today. I don't have the power or the control to fix this, but I can go to bat for you and be your advocate. Focus on that. Use a lot of that. Use your stalling tactics. Play nice as pie. We got this, guys. We made it this far through COVID. We're not going to face plant now, okay? Not acceptable. So we have no doubt we will see a increase in case filings in the month of February. The reality is, in the majority of places, you can file for non-payment of rent now. So if you want to avoid that potential tidal wave coming in, you may want to get those cases filed sooner rather than later in the event that you do have a solid basis for your case. Just saying. Don't wait. I had an owner this past week where I've been reaching out. He gave a 90-day notice, I believe, to his tenant and to Section 8. And the 90-day notice expired back in October. But he's waiting to hear back from Section 8 before he files the eviction. You can't take rent if you're evicting somebody for non-payment. They're going to stop paying him too. It's a matter of when, not if. I don't understand the reason to wait. We've waited long enough. January 1st of 2020 is when we were first notified that the COVID pandemic may become a problem in the US. And by March, 2 months later, we were shut down. It's time, folks. We've waited long enough. The excuses regarding non-payment of rent for being ill are becoming nauseating. I can almost guarantee you that everybody in this webinar right now has had COVID. Am I wrong? I had it. Got that Omicron variant. Sounds cool, don't it? It's not. It sucked. I didn't eat for 6 days. And you know how you can see how dehydrated you are by pulling up the skin on the back of your knuckle? You know you're in trouble when you can pull it up on the back of your hand and it stays up. Just saying. Oops. Might need to hydrate. All right. Hello, POF. I'm just studying the new CAA rental form. I recently used it. Great. However, not sure if it has a place to add a cleaning fee. Now that I've used it and the tenant signed it, I realized I didn't put a fee on it. She just left another one of my units and it's filthy. I only charged 1 month deposit without any fees. Bummer. No, not a bummer. She's still responsible to pay those cleaning expenses. So deduct it from her security deposit disposition and send her a bill. I had a tenant. We're going to go into Patty's memory book, okay? I had a tenant. She lived in a property. She came to us one day and said, you know, I'm going to have to move out of this unit because it's become too big for me. My daughter passed away from cancer. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. We'd be more than happy to help you find a smaller unit. Are you looking for a 2-bedroom possibly? I actually have one, ironically, and I never had 2-bedroom homes. SFRs, single family residences. They're not easy to find. Oh, that would be great, Patty. Okay, wonderful. Go to move her in. Everything's good. She didn't want a pre-move out inspection. Now it is a requirement of my company that if you're switching from one unit to another unit, that you must have an inspection prior to being approved. Paying attention? Prior to being approved. For the new rental, you have to have an inspection where you're at. This lady had 23 red stains on the carpet. My carpet cleaner charged $10 additional for each red stain. She had 23 of them. I charged her for the red stains in the carpet. She fought me in small claims court and disputed the charges. That wasn't the hairy, scary part of the whole damn thing, okay? That's coming. So when she sued me in small claims court, she put all 3 of the parties' names on the lawsuit. Her boyfriend, and her daughter. And when we showed up in court, you know how they call roll? Called the boyfriend, I'm here, Your Honor. Called the lady I was dealing with, I'm here, Your Honor. Called the daughter, I put my head down because how embarrassing that you have to say, oh, I'm sorry, my daughter's passed away. She shouldn't have been named in the lawsuit. And do you know what she said? She's out in the hall with my grandkids. That's bad juju. Your daughter didn't die from cancer? Wow. LLPOF. Okay. Because what do you do when you're in a courtroom going, what the fuck is she? Hi. LLPOF. So yes, I've had some very interesting moments. It would be a cleaning fee for the new house, not the one she trashed. No, it would be trash and debris left behind, cleaning that was required after she vacated, a late fee, key fees, window screens. Paying attention yet? You put that all on her move out expense bill and you bill it to her. And then you can file small claims. You know where she lives. Should be easy to serve her. Just saying. Clicking, paying attention. You're not getting her on the new move in. You're getting her on the old move out. That's where your teeth are. Get her, girl. Get her. Anybody have anything else? I know it's kind of a holiday, so we don't have a whole lot of people on here. So if you guys got questions, fire them away. If you need to unmute yourself, go ahead and do that. It's water, not beer. Oh, you guys can't see it, huh? No, I can't show you. Oh, there. No, it's water. You're just going to have to trust me. No, it's water. Pomegranate, dragon fruit, sparkling water. Oh, and it almost sparkled all over this desk I'm sitting at. No sugar added. That's crazy that it won't show you guys stuff. I don't know. It only wants to see me. I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. I had a quaint little holiday and got to spend some time with my grandson. I get to see him tonight. I'm excited about that. Nobody has anything? Nobody? Okay, let's talk about some current events for about 5 minutes, and then I'll answer Gabby's question. San Bernardino County is not going to break off into their own state. They've been trying for a long time. My question becomes, why all of a sudden is there a big push for San Bernardino County to become their own state? What do they know I don't? I don't know. How much can rent be increased in Colton, California, San Bernardino County? Single family residence, commercial property. Subject to the Tenant Protection Act, not subject to the Tenant Protection Act. Now a very convoluted question. So what I want to know is if you want to raise the rent in San Bernardino County, are you exempt from the Tenant Protection Act? Or are you subject to it? If you're subject to it, the max you can increase is going to be 10%. If you're not subject to it, then you could do an additional rent increase over 10% as long as we're not in a state of emergency. So it's going to be 10% for you because you're separately alienable, exempt from the TPA, as long as you notified the tenant that you were exempt. If you didn't do that, you have it. The way they wrote this new law is you're guilty by failure to disclose. Right now, for sure, 10%. Perfect. I'm more concerned about the state of emergency. Okay, Miss G. Jones. I'm concerned about the state of emergency. So I'd stay at 10% right now. As long as California is not in a state of emergency, you could do an increase over 10%. Since they implemented that law January 1st of 2016, California has been in a state of emergency except for the month of September of 2022. Got it? And then we got the monkeypox. And then they went away. So for some reason or another, California always seems to be under a state of emergency. So if you need to do a rent increase more than 10%, it would be on whether or not your tenant was affected by the state of emergency. Make sense? Example. If the tenant was not affected by the state of emergency because a state of emergency was issued in San Diego regarding hepatitis, an outbreak of hepatitis, and they had to spray the streets, could you raise your rent in neighboring county of San Bernardino? Over 10%. Most likely, as long as the tenant wasn't affected by the state of emergency. I hope that's making sense to you guys. Because if my tenant lived with me for the last year and San Diego had a state of emergency, my tenant couldn't have been affected by an outbreak of hepatitis in San Diego when they lived in San Bernardino. They don't work in San Diego, so I might risk it. 10%. Victor, you should be able to in February in LA County. However, you want to Google the individual city and make sure that they don't have their own form of rent control. Example, just for giggles, Google rent control, Baldwin Park, LA County, and see what comes up. You'll find out that Baldwin Park has their own rent control that caps out at 3% annually. That's what I'm trying to tell you to watch out for, is these individual municipalities are coming up with their own bureaucracy and BS. So Google each individual city to find out what your protections are in that city, because they are coming out of the woodwork. Measure H was a great example of that. I'm talking about City of Pasadena's ordinance, Measure H, where the tenant has to be 6 months behind in market rent before you can serve a notice, do the eviction. They got to be 6 months behind in market rent at $2,200 a month. Also gonna let you guys know, doing a class for AGLA in the month of January for emotional support animals. So you can anticipate seeing that coming up on AGLA's registry. And I will be attending the installation cocktail event for AGLA also in the month of January. So just so you know, I'll be there if you guys want to attend that as well. I would love to see you in my cocktail clothes. I'm much taller in person, by the way. I'm just kidding. Being funny, kind of have to be. I know all my property managers are busier than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest, especially during this time of the year. And I moved from one form of property management into another form of property management. So I moved from vacation rental property management into residential rental property management. So I went from renting cabins on the weekends in Big Bear to renting homes permanently. Okay. I'm sure you can imagine how busy we were in Big Bear over the holidays. Okay. Every time somebody moves in or moves out and they stay for a weekend, we're basically doing move in and move out inspections so we know what we can charge for and what we can't. Okay. I didn't like it. So I went from a very busy holiday season into, oh, you're going into property management. You'll be fine. Vacations are a breeze. the holidays, spring break, the summertime. These are the opportunities that tenants have to take advantage of being able to move. What do I mean by that? They have 2 weeks off of work. When do you want to move? When you already have time off and you're getting paid to stay home? Yeah, that's when you want to do that. So I found very, very quickly that the misconception of, oh, the holidays are nice and quiet, gone out the window. Bye-bye, it's gone. Everybody moves during Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, spring break. So on those holiday periods where you get a little bit of time off, know that professional property managers are running around like a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. I say this because I saw some of my professional managers come on in the beginning, and they've been pretty quiet throughout the class, which tells me that they're probably on the phone, sending an email, eating their lunch, all while they're watching this. I know because I have been you before. So what can I tell you? Take a deep breath. It'll pass. January 4th comes quick enough. Yep, there's my professional property managers talking. Yep, exactly. This is exactly what happens. See, they're all piping in now. Yes, Patty, you are right. Yes. I had no idea. Nobody warned me. Everybody told me, oh, the holidays will be so quiet for you. No, they are not quiet. The 4th of July is a nightmare. Everybody wants to move. You're doing move-ins. People are moving out. You're running around like a chicken with your head cut off. So I get you guys. I know I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. If you guys need me, I'm here. Okay, don't panic. Use some of my tips and tricks. Okay, use those fogging techniques and prepare yourself for your move outs. I use a trick when I do move out inspections. When you get a notice that they're vacating, I pull out a blank disposition of security deposit and fill in the parts that I can. People are like, what do you mean you can't fill in any parts? Yes, you can. You know their name, you know their address, you know a lot of things, how much their deposit was, what you already know you're going to charge them for that's on their ledger and has been sitting there since they lived there. So there's some things you can already do in advance. So I fill that out and I put a giant sticky note on it upside down of what the move out date is. So I can keep track of when they're supposed to give me the keys. Okay. Here's my next trip. That is my move out rack. I also have a disposition rack. And once they go from move out to disposition, that flag on the top changes from their move out date to what day I have to mail their disposition out. That way I can keep track. I can stay organized. I have 3 racks on my desk: move-ins, move-outs, and notices. There's Patty's little tip for you. And I just flip the paperwork up in a taco rack. That's what we call them. They hold papers upright for you. And I just use a sticky note and flag it for the date. And then I put them in date order of what I have to work on first versus what's last. So there's a tip and a trick from Patty to help keep you organized during busy holiday times when you have a lot of move-ins and move-outs going on. Also, to my professional property managers, there's a lot of information that you can fill out on a move-in inspection while you're sitting at your desk. They know what I'm talking about. If you had the carpets replaced, then you can sit there and pre-move, fill out that carpets are new through the whole property. Okay, so you can even pre-fill out some of your documents on your move-in inspection if you were the last one there and things of that nature. So you do have that capability. Patty, I'm sorry, I'm not sure when we would be able to do a 30-day notice of change in terms in Montebello County. Thanks. What's the 30-day notice of change of terms for? Help me help you. What are you changing? Your attorney's fees clause? You can do that now. You can do that now. It's not retaliatory for asking them to take down cameras because you have your own surveillance system. And building management has decided not to allow individual residents to put up their own surveillance systems, as it could be an invasion of right to quiet enjoyment for neighboring residents. And there was your whole 3 sentences verbatim of what you should be saying. Watch this later because I cannot rewind my brain. You got it, Gabby? If you need it again, let me know. I'll try to rewind my brain and spit it out at you again. And first, I would do a letter. Dear residents, I wanted to write to you informing you that building management has put up their own surveillance system. With that being said, we're now asking that all residents remove any surveillance systems they have installed, as they could affect right to quiet enjoyment for neighboring residents. We ask that you remove these cameras within the next 30 days. Then serve the notice 30 days later. Then, if they don't comply, you should be in line with LA County, LA City's moratorium to start the eviction accordingly. Serve them a letter now as a courtesy. Hello, residents. Just wanted to start the new year off with letting you know that there's been some changes in our community. And for all of you located at the address at, there will be no, how would I word that? Hold on. I'm writing this letter to inform you that we've put up our own building management, or building ownership has put up their own camera surveillance system. Therefore, we are asking everyone that have put up their own surveillance system to remove them accordingly to be in compliance with the right to quiet enjoyment for neighboring residents. We thank you so much for choosing our management company and living in our great community. Blah, 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 blah. Very simple. Okay. All right. You're giving them a 30-day notice. You're giving them a courtesy letter telling them they have 30 days to remove them. After 30 days, you're going to give them a notice. Courtesy letter, change of terms, then the notice. Got it? Courtesy letter now, 30 days. Then 30-day change of terms, and then curable breach of covenant. That way you should be in compliance to start an eviction for this right after LA's moratorium expires. There's a method to our madness when you start talking to us and get inside of our brains. There really is. At least that's what I keep telling myself. All right, does anybody else have anything for me? If not, I'm not gonna talk to you guys again until next year. Well, maybe not. You might have a crisis. You never know.
Hi,
Okay.
Patty.
Hi.
It takes longer to type. Sorry.
Hold on, let me turn my phone up because I'm way down in volume and I couldn't hear you. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I was wondering, we have a tenant that we were going to evict, but they paid like 3 months of the rent, which was like a total of 5,000, like 500, but they paid partial of the following month, and they want a receipt for the 5,500, but I wasn't going to give them the partial month receipt. Do I give them just the receipts of the months they paid, or do I give them a receipt for the total amount they paid? Because they want a receipt
Give them the
of the total amount.
Give them the receipt, but did they pay? Let's play the game, okay? With no late fees, okay?
Right.
No late fees. Okay,
No.
let's talk about this. And the reason now I'm saying no late fees is because we're losing that battle in court. So just stop arguing it, okay? Did they pay you it all in one lump?
Yes.
Then write them a receipt. all in one lump, and then serve them a 3-day notice for the balance that they owe you for this month's rent.
Okay,
Does that make sense to you?
yeah. So on the receipt, I put like the months that they paid or just,
It-
and-
You're following along. And I never do that on the receipt. I just put on account. So it just applies the money to the account. Okay. But what I want you to do is also turn around and serve them a 3-day notice for the balance of the month of this month that they owe you still.
yeah, because I don't think they're gonna pay next month.
Well, right, bingo. And now you're already in line to start on just December.
Right. Okay, perfect.
It doesn't matter. And thank you for talking to me about this, because let me say this to all my other little mom and pops out there. Please pay attention. This is really important. Okay. We are all about the money, especially for us little guys. Okay. Because when they don't pay us, we can't make the mortgage. It's that simple. It's not like it's an apartment building where we have 50 people paying rent. And if 5 of them don't pay rent, we can still make the mortgage and pay operating expenses and still function. When you deal with a single family residence, it's an eye for an eye. The tenant doesn't pay you, you don't pay the mortgage. That's how that works. Okay. With that being said, we are all about the money when it comes to us little guys. Okay. We need that money. We're bleeding financially. Okay. You understand? Here's what you need to understand. It's that money that is holding you up in court. Yes, it's what got you to court, and that's why you're there, but then let it go. Go after possession. Stop fighting for the money. I'm seeing that most tenants won't agree to a settlement or agree to anything if they have to agree to pay you. Paying attention? I hope that's clicking. If you waive the money, or let me use legal terms that would be used, I dismiss the money with prejudice. That means I dismiss it, but I didn't close the door completely, and now I can sue you in small claims after you're out of my property. I can still go after the money you owe. I'm just not using eviction court to go after it. And let's be very honest here so that we're perfectly clear. Eviction is for possession, not for a money judgment. That's just an add-on you might get. The place for you to go after the money is in small claims or in general civil court, not in eviction court. That's about possession, not about the rent that's owed to you. So yes, you could serve them a 3-day notice to get as far as getting to eviction, but you may find yourself letting go of that money just to fight for possession. So as things evolve and things change, and we're dealing with the lovely little world we are, we may see a lot more of us just settling for possession, just saying. So if your mentality is all about the money, talk to your attorney before. Hi, Patty, I texted you a new month-to-month renewal for LARSO parking. No rent increase, just wanted to make sure I filled it out. Okay, I'll look at it. You texted it to me? I'll look. I didn't get it.
Okay, Patty, sorry.
You're fine. Email it to me.
To the Widget's way, or?
That way I know I'll see it.
Okay, thank you.
And for those of you that send me an email and are like, Patty, I haven't heard from you, please take note. I usually check those between 6 and 6:30 every night. So you probably will get a response from me after business hours, just so you know. I don't always have the opportunity to consistently check my email all day. I usually check it at about 6:30. So that's usually when you get a response from me. Does anybody need anything else? Otherwise, I'm going to end this. Tell you all, I hope you had a very, very Merry Christmas. And let's hope for a good new year, okay? I really want to leave 2022 in the dust behind me and move forward in 2023. So that's where my mentality is. I hope everybody is on the same page. We need a new year, okay? I'm done with this one. I've had enough. Stick a fork in me, okay? I am done. forget 2022. Let's restart in 2023. I'd show you guys. Oh, you can't see my shirt. Look. Oh, no, you can't. You can, but you can't. It says, not my circus, not my monkeys. Happy New Year, everybody. And I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful Merry Christmas. All right, everybody. I will see you next Wednesday. We might have some new rules by then. So make sure you have your lunch and we'll have us a little powwow about what we're up against going forward in 2023. Just know that you're not alone. And I'm just going to double check and make sure nobody asked a question. I saw lots of Happy New Year's coming out. All right, everybody. Be safe this holiday New Year. If you're going out, please. The world in general is a very scary place. All right. Bye, everybody.